Hello and welcome back. So in this video we'll be talking about strings. In Python, a string is a sequence of characters. In fact, anything inside quotes is considered a string in Python. You can either use single quote or double quotes around your string. For instance, this is considered to be a string because it is wrapped in double quotes, and of course it's text. This is also considered to be a string in single quotes. Now, this versatility of strings enables the use of additional quotes and apostrophes within your strings, just as we've seen in a previous video. Alright, there are other ways of using strings. One of these ways is to perform some addition, adding one string to another, right? So here is an example. We have Python is my favorite subject. Is it even a subject? You have an exclamation mark and all of those apostrophes in strings. When you type this in a string and you run this cell, Python gives you the same output as a string. Okay, so this is concatenating two strings. We can add two strings. It's called strings concatenation. So I concat financial and with a space between them. So here is a white space between them, just to create this white space between financial and calculator, and then we put the other word calculator. When you run this cell, it gives you the output financial calculator without outputting the plus sign, because here it's saying the plus sign as an operator. So you can actually add two or more strings together using the usual addition operator. But when you are working with strings, the addition changes to it operates on strings as concatenate or concatenation, and not the usual addition for arithmetic addition. Now let's talk about the differentiating between numbers and strings. When dealing with strings in Python, we always need to enclose them in quotation marks in order to clarify that we want Python to see what they see them as strings. This differentiates them from variable names and numbers. For instance, if we are working with numbers, having this number 7 plus 7 plus 7, what Python does is to actually perform the arithmetic operation by adding 7 three times, and that gives 21, just as seen on my screen. But when you change this 7 to strings by wrapping the numbers around double quotes, or wrapping double quotes around the numbers, you have converted them to strings. And then 7 plus 7 plus 7 will be turned to 777 as a string. So Python just concatenated these numbers together to produce 777. The same way with multiplication. When you multiply 7 by 7 using numbers in Python, it performs multiplication. But here Python would just replicate this particular number 7 three times. Alright, duplicate it three times, just as you are adding 777. So that is to give you back a string 777. So that is how to concatenate or multiply one string by another. So here I'm multiplying a string by a number. Okay, but if I attempt to multiply a string by a string, say I convert this number 3 to string, that this will give me an error, because Python does not know how to. There is no multiplication, that is defined for text or strings in Python. So you can't multiply sequence by non-int or of type string. So it can't multiply two strings together, but Python can multiply a string by a number, right? Okay, so having said that, let's move on to applying methods on strings. So there are methods to most packages or functions in Python. When we say method, it is when you call a particular function or package and you put a dot with another function. That is what we refer to as method. So len, which stands for length, is a method that can be used to work out the length of a string by using length with the string in the brackets. You can produce the length of the string. We have other methods of a string by calling upper, lower, and so many other methods, which I'll teach you how to get them shortly. So using the first method, length method, here we have the length it comes in form of a function, right? The length method comes in form of a function. Just type the word len, length, right? And then put the string inside the length. Ensure to wrap the string around double quotes or single quotes. Here we have an output of 9, which means that there are 9 characters here. If you count them manually, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 characters. Now, even white space is being counted. If I add a white space to this word financial, we then change it to 10. So that means there are 10 characters. This tells you that if you are performing your data analytics and you want to do data cleaning or data inspection, one way to check the length of each word in a particular column of your table is to use the length function or length method to count how many characters are there in the words under that column. So that's a very useful one. Again, we can go ahead and perform concatenation within the length function or length method. Here we are counting the number of characters that are within this that will be formed from this concatenation. The driver has arrived. So the THE plus the RIVE, how many characters are there? So let's count everything together. 1, 2, 3. Then we add driver 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We add has 10, 11, 12. And then we have 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Actually, there are 19 characters, and that is the actual output we have in there. Plus, adding concatenating the words and then taking the length of the words. Alright, so here is a method, and that method called upper. Upper simply converts the string to all uppercase. So I called the string calculator.upper. When I run this, it gives me calculator all in uppercase, and lower does the opposite. When you call calculator.lower, it gives you all this in lowercase. There are more methods of a string. So if I call string, I want to see the other methods of string. What you do is once you press your dots, Python or Jupyter Notebook gives you a pop-up of the other methods that can be found in the string, right? String dots is supposed to give us all list of all the methods that can be found there. Let's see, why is it giving me config? I'm supposed to see list of methods. So it's asking me what are the examples and all of those. We want to configure this. No, I want to see list of methods. Let's see if, let me try to type lower and see if, so you can see that once I begin to type, start typing any method, it gives me a pop-up of other methods. So lately I do not know, I'm not sure why Jupyter Notebook doesn't give a list of methods when I click on tab, or I don't know why it's actually showing me config. Ordinarily, once you type a particular variable or you type something in a function and you put a dot, Jupyter Notebook will give you a list of all the methods that are associated with that particular variable or function you typed once you press the tab button on your key. But now I'm pressing the tab button and the tab button is moving one indentation away, surprisingly. But I believe if you do this in Jupyter Notebook, it will definitely give you a list of all the methods that are associated with the string. Okay, so I'll find out why that's not working yet for me in Google Colab, why it's showing me config. I don't really understand why this is showing config, but I'll do my research to know why that's happening. You can try this out using Jupyter Notebook since you've learned how to also use Jupyter Notebook for all of those cool stuffs. Alright, so having said that, let's move on. I want to delete this new added cell. Just come over, click on delete. So I think that'll be all. Next video I'll be talking about booleans. I do not want this video to be too lengthy, so I believe you understand everything that we've talked about under strings and how to manipulate strings, taking difference of strings, how to concatenate strings, and so on and so forth. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it very useful, insightful, and educating. Let's look forward to have more videos come up. Please don't forget to like and comment on this video if you enjoyed it. If you have feedbacks for us, please, we are also open to having feedbacks. And don't forget to follow us on our YouTube channel in case you're yet to do so. just to have notifications whenever we push up new videos from our library. Do have a wonderful time ahead, and goodbye for now.